So here, guys, I'm going to do a quick lesson on what a phrase is. All right, so now let's say that we have a piece of music here, 3, 4, 5, okay, treble clef. Now, let's take this piece of music and make, I don't know, let's do one measure. One measure is good. All right, here's one measure, and let's do this. Eighth note here, 2 quarter notes. Let's do 16th note, a 16th note run here. Okay, and I'll have these two go down with a slur, and I'll go 8th notes here. I'll go a whole note here, which rather than a whole note, I'll just go two quarter notes tied, and then I'll go 2 8th notes up top here. All right. Okay, so now here's our piece of music. If you wanted to play it, everything as a whole, ba 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 boo ba 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 ba. All right, there's our piece of music. But now you can't just play it straight through. You would have to have what we call phrases in music. And what phrases do is that they literally break up the piece of music so that it's more musical. All right, in the same way that when you have a sentence that's written, you might have periods or commas or dashes, you know, or hyphens or whatever, in order to tell you where you pause for that phrase, okay, before you continue on the second phrase or the second part of that sentence. Music's no different. Let's take this piece of music up top here, all right, and then put some phrase markings in there. So let's say that we wanted this to be a phrase right here. All right, now, if I were writing this piece of music for someone, I wouldn't tie to it. By the way, never tie to the top of a note. If you're going to tie, or to the top of a bar, if you're going to tie, at least do the decency of bringing it, of flipping the stems the other way so that the musicians can read properly, like that. All right, now that's really funky. You would never see it like that in a piece of music. But, or like that much of an arc. That's really sloppy. Okay. Now, I have seen music where it's flipped the other way around, which is fine, but I always think that it gets really confusing. All right. So now we have, here is my phrase. This is my phrase marking. And as we all know from last week, this is your slur. All right. All these notes are slurred, so this completes one phrase, right? And then so like you can pretty much say that like this little 2-measure piece, if you want to get very analytical with it, is broken up in 3 phrases, where here's the first phrase, here's the second phrase, and then here's the third one. Okay, because then there's your phrase marking. Or I've seen phrase markings with things like this. Like I've seen literally whole entire measures go, and then that's your phrase marking. Like I've seen this. Let me keep that tie. Okay, and this isn't rare. This is saying that when you play this, you want it to be one continuous flow, one continuous phrase, whether you're playing violin or guitar or piano or anything. All right. Yes, I use Skype. Let me go down. Okay. So now let's take this and do an actual shot of all of these things. Okay, let me see if I can take this. Let me put my gear on, guys. All right. And actually, I am recording this right now. So let me just take this, and this is taking so long to start. Yeah, it's what I'm doing. But the problem is that my software is relatively big and powerful, and it takes a while for it to load. Either that, or because there's 18,000 things that I have running on my computer. Okay, here we go. Got it. So So let me move this over here. Let me do a desktop shot. Okay, so now, let's take this piece of music and create a phrase for it. Alright, and I'll move in. Let's go over here. Alright, here's a piece right here. Now, let's hear how this sounds. Now, did you hear how that was kind of broken up? Well, let's say that I want to continue this as one complete phrase. Okay, now the problem is that it's MIDI, so you're not really going to be hearing the difference. But let's just at least give it a shot, okay? So now I put a phrase there, and it's saying to play everything as one. Oh, no, nothing? Wait, oh, hold on.